I should start with you. Are you enjoying your service?
Well, it is here and there. Sometimes you have a good express services. Other times you have, but people have complaints from here and there.
I have a complaint, a major one,
Okay.
really.
But it's just one out of so many.
Okay.
We're joined now by the Director, Consumer Affairs Bureau at the NCC, Abdullah Maikano. It's good to have you join us this morning. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
You're
Good
welcome.
for
morning.
having me. I'm got you.
All right, and we'll be expecting someone from the telecoms to join us as well to give us perspective into some of those areas and the challenges they face and what they hear from consumers as well. But let us start it this way, Abdullah. 2017 declared the year of the consumer.
Yes,
Why? What's significant about 2017 and why is that?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, Nigerians. The NCC is one of the consumer-centric organizations in this country, and a whole directorate, not just a DEX. The consumer doesn't just have a DEX in the NCC, but a whole directorate composed of highly trained, motivated consumer advocacy specialists who have been over the years been there solely for the interests of the telecom consumer. Now, as part of, we are in a change administration now. So as part of the agenda of the new executive vice chairman, that's the CEO of the Nigerian Communication Commission, is to re-emphasize the importance of the telecom consumer. Indeed, the consumer is the subject, object, and the beneficiary of the very essence of why the NCC was created. So declaring 2017 as the year of the telecom consumer is just to further emphasize and put the consumer at the very, very, very topmost priority of the NCC.
Meaning you are for the consumer. And how does NCC protect the interest of the consumer?
Yeah, we have a lot of initiatives put in place. One of such is we have a dedicated call center with a toll-free number, very simple number, 622, for which consumers can call the NCC whenever they are not satisfied with the services, haven't contacted their
Let me
service
interrupt you
provider.
before you continue.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have an issue with that particular toll line,
Okay.
except if you have changed your modus operandi. The number is correct, and but you, according to your guidelines, you just don't call that number until you have called your provider and complain. Then you call and give your ID, your complaint ID to the NCC.
Yeah.
What if I call my provider and my provider isn't picking my call at that point in time? How do I get back to you? Because I wouldn't have an ID to call.
Yes, and then that is also a complaint. The fact that you call your service provider and you are not getting response or you are not getting through, that is an added complaint that you are having. You can call the 622. One of such things that you will say, if you naturally be asked about your complaint ID.
Yes.
You can say you don't have it because you couldn't get through to the network provider. Because what we do is we have already a set of guidelines for even complaint handling. There is, for instance, the quality of service parameters or guidelines, and what we expect every network operator to do is begins from getting through to the network operator in the event you have complaint. If you call, there is supposed to be the number of rings that when the caller it rings before you get connected. Every operator is supposed to adhere to that. So if you are unable to get any of the network for either a complaint or inquiry, that in itself an issue that you can
But you also open, just open from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., is that correct?
Yes, we do
Why
that.
Is that?
Well, because, you know, we are there as a bridge. We are just bridging the gap between what the operators are doing and what the NCC is doing. We are regulators, for your information. We are not network operators. So the networks have the obligation to have their lines, their call centers operational 24/7, 364 or 365. Then we are open for those number of times. And what we did to enhance the 622 actually of recent, and is part of what we are trying to do to sensitize the public, is the fact that the 622 call center now is multilingual. You don't have to, you can actually talk to the agent in your language.
Okay.
Whether it's at least the major
Nigerian
language, the 3 of them, and of course 4, that's Pidgin, because a lot also speak in Fiji. So you can call, lay your complaint, and there are records that shows the number of complaints that we have actually addressed nationwide. We have records of that. We are also able, because of some of this, that we are able to even reprimand the network operators for some of those infringes that
okay.
happen. Yeah.
Let me put you on hold, because the last point you're making now is seriously of interest, because people make complaints sometimes. I've called the subscriber, they're not attending to me. I've reported I have complaints, I'm not still satisfied. What should you do after then?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about quality control. Indeed. What are you doing about quality of service and unsolicited messages?
Yeah, quality of service generally is a moving target, as you know. We just heard from the opening statements about the telecom industry generally. We have over 150 million subscribers. I mean, it's safe to say that every adult in this country has a phone. And the rate at which they use increase over time. So in spite of all that, the infrastructure that is available in this country as we speak is not adequate for the number of subscribers. For instance, we have less than 40,000 base stations. That's those long antennas that you see, without which there won't be service. We have less than 40,000. For a country with the subscriber base that we have, over 150 million, we need a minimum of 80,000 base stations to guarantee a minimum quality of service in this country. But this is not happening, mainly because of right-of-way issues, access to land to build base stations. As we speak, all the states are not giving this, even though where they give, they charge an arm and a leg to companies that actually pay the normal taxes. But they don't even get it. So until we get to a point where we have that minimum number of base stations, quality of service will be going up and down as but we'll be getting there.
The question has two flanks.
Yes.
What about messages that unsolicited messages?
Yes, unsolicited messages, we are getting around it. We just, a few months ago, came up with initiatives that we call Do Not Disturb Service, DND. You know, when you move into a hotel, you have this thing that if you don't want disturb,
hang on the door.
You hang on the door, do not disturb. So the same thing, all subscribers can now hang on such thing on their phone by simply sending texts to stop you send stop to 2442.
That doesn't work really, because I've tried that stop. It never stopped really.
No, it
Messages
does.
kept coming in.
Okay, okay. Now let me talk to you what happened actually. We noticed initially some of the miscommunications. Most of the networks, when you send stop to 2442, the response they give you is that you have been activated. Then the next second you begin to get unsolicited text messages. That is not correct, and we've corrected that.
Okay.
You get activated within 24 hours. So if you send stop to 2442, in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
you can't
20
still
minutes,
you could still get
you
messages.
could still get that. 24 hours after, you are not supposed to. So what we've agreed with the networks is that when you do that, when you get activated within 24 hours, they send you a message. You have now, do not disturb, is now active, whether you ask for full or partial, because you still have people who want to get some messages, like either messages on music, if you are a Man U or Arsenal, or you need to get something about your club. So you can choose. That's why we have options of partial. But if you just don't want to get disturbed, you send stop to 2442, and within 24 hours, you get activated. Yeah. Now, some of the obligations that come with that on the networks is that they give us a return of every subscriber that has subscribed to the DND, whether partial or active, for the purpose of resolution of complaints. If tomorrow, like you are talking, you send stop to 2442, 24 hours later they said you are active, subsequently they send you nuisance, unsolicited text message, you have a right to complain.
Or deduct your money.
Or deduct your money. All these are actually associated with unsolicited, whether unsolicited messages or unsolicited subscription. So we get this report with us, and because these cases can go as far as it were to Supreme Court. If you complain to the operator, they say, look, no, you didn't. Meanwhile, we have a report that the operator said he has activated you. You complain to the NCC. We look at the record and say, look, this guy has activated do not disturb, and you are still disturbing him with nuisance. This is the action that you must take. And there are records that will prove that indeed he has subscribed to X or Y. So is my appeal to consumers is try it. It's a new thing.
Okay, we've heard of some complaints sometimes. For instance, I just got some complaint recently. When you get data, for instance, and you're using data for internet, and your data is exhausted, they switch over to using your credit for your internet, and then there is no communication for you to know that, okay, now what I'm using now is my credit and not the data that that has exhausted. What is the situation like that? How do you handle that?
Yeah, we have already issued directive on that. It's illegal. It's illegal for any network operator to migrate you to the premium service. You made a choice. I want a bundle of X amount for this. You made that choice. If it's finished, two things the operator is expected to do. First, tell you your data bundle is finished. Right. So you don't get data. So it's now left for you if you want data.
Funny enough, my provider is very good at that, because they send you, once it's like 100 megabytes, they send you when it's 10, they send you that, okay, so you know that you're wrapping
exactly. Yeah, so I think some of the subscribers, they send you notification if you've exhausted your database and all that.
Let's quickly touch on the issue of tariff. You watched that report we showed earlier. One of our guests that was talking about recession and the need for the providers to reduce a tariff, have cheaper tariffs, but some are making it even more expensive.
Well, tariffs, for record, there is no tariff increase in the country. The Commission did not approve any tariff increase. tariffs have always been going one way since the beginning of the GSM revolution, as it were, and is going down. Now, talking about, because we are in recession, talking about reduction, there is a direct correlation between quality of service and tariff. So you usually, if tariffs comes down, the quality of service also goes down, because so more people are on the networks. So usually in setting tariff by the operators, they look at what is the capacity, how many subscribers can talk at a particular tariff regime. But for emphasis, no tariff has not been increased.
All right, we're trying to manage time right here, but we must ask you this question. The issue of pre-registered SIM is really disturbing. A lot of people have concern about it, where SIM are pre-registered even before they are sold out to people. How concerned is the NCC, and what are you doing about it?
Yeah, the NCC is concerned, seriously. Security agencies are concerned. The government is concerned, because it's illegal, actually, to use any phone, one, that is not registered, two, that is not properly registered or pre-registered. So first thing, my appeal is to consumers. They should resist buying pre-registered SIM.
What of in the first instance? Who does the pre-registration? Who allows it?
Yes, so that is it. That is it. So actually, what we did now is, you know, you have a lot of gray markets in the country, but primarily the people that buy or sell pre-registered SIM cards are criminals. Or else, why would you not want to be known with your name when you are calling somebody? Why don't you use the register?
I think the point of interest should be what you're doing precisely in specific words to check that.
So what we are doing is we are using, we have an enforcement department that goes around checking all those things. And we've also passed a regulation, because even where the registrations are done, so we pass on a regulation that registrations of SIM must be conducted in controlled environments. So where we find SIM cards are being registered in all these corners, then we get them apprehended. The security agencies are on the
What's your definition of corner? Where are the corners?
No. I mean, if we, what I'm talking about is that we've already regulated where SIM card registration should be carried out. We have specified all the things that needs to happen, where it should happen. There should be an environment that is controlled. It's supposed to be proper office. You shouldn't just be doing SIM card registrations on the streets or under any tree or umbrella, and so, because these are places where such nefarious activities get.
All right, Abdullah Maikano, Director, Consumer Affairs Bureau of the Nigeria Communications Commission. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.